Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hey, hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Sunday edition of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and man, oh man, Ringside crew, welcome to Sunday, and again, welcome to Women's Wrestling Month, where we show you the awesome women's wrestlers officially from all over the world. So today, I have a female wrestler that is absolutely blazing a trail for herself. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Drew Ashlyn. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, Drew. Welcome.
Hello. We finally got this going. After so many months.
It's been so long. So, as I say this all the time, welcome to Dudes at Ringside. Where the world can meet you like the way you are, and everybody loves wrestling as I do. If my internationally known audience is not familiar with you, Drew, introduce yourself.
So my name is Drew Ashlyn, and then my wrestler name is Drew Ashlyn, because I mean, how iconic is it to have your own name? And I am a wrestler at UKW in the United Kingdom, as you can tell from the accent, and plus true Brit form, got a cup of tea here. And my character is sassy, very obnoxious, self-absorbed, self-obsessed, and only cares about how they look in the ring. And they think doing a clothesline is the most spectacular thing going. They'd rather take a selfie than actually do anything. But yeah, that's me as a wrestler. And then my normal life is I'm just a geek.
Yeah. My Monday show would agree with you. Geeks are cool. Geeks are and nerds are cool.
Yeah, nerds and geeks, we rock.
Yes, we rock. Well, if it wasn't for us nerds, the computers would not be working, and everybody would be running around. The cell phones would be buffering.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm excited to finally be here and get to kind of introduce myself to you all, and I'm excited to speak to you, Joe, because it's been in the making for so long.
Yeah, I know, it's been so long. So, when did you get this big start? When did you get your start within professional wrestling? What was that? When was your first experience? What would you say your DNA started for professional wrestling? Where was it? Where did it start?
Do you mean for me actually getting into wrestling or watching wrestling?
Yes.
So I think for me, it was, I'd already done training and, being a valet back in 2013. And then I'd done this news article about me being the first trans wrestler in the UK, which it was kind of not, because I was training to be a wrestler. I wasn't actually a wrestler at the time. And then I had a bit of a break. I think it was more from embarrassment as well from the article, because I didn't want the guys at UKW to think that I thought I was this wrestler when I wasn't. And then I had a long break and really focused on myself, focused on my transition, had a few procedures done. and then it wasn't until 2023 when I met one of the wrestlers that I used to train with, and a kind of spark just went in me. I was like, do you know what? This is it. I'm at a point in my life now where it's either do it now or don't. And the minute I went through the doors, everyone was so welcoming, and it felt really natural. It felt like that was the right moment for me. Everything else that happened in the past was a little stepping stone. But then in 2023, that was the moment the penny dropped, and it was okay, this is where you need to be. And then my debut in 2024, July last year, was amazing, because it was 10 years after I first debuted at WrestleMania 15. And yeah, it was just everything that was happening on the day of my debut just felt incredible, and I had this adrenaline and euphoria, and yeah, that was when it started.
Awesome.
I've just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah. So let's go into your very, very first match I'm trying to talk and then it's like, man, I had my coffee. It's okay, I swear. I swear I practice this stuff in the mirror before I talk in the like you guys do your promos. I do everything and then when it says live, my brain goes off. So what would you think? What would you say your energy was like for your like very first match?
So my first ever wrestling match was actually like a rumble. It was at Squared Circle Wrestling, and that is, you know, founded by like Matty Jones. He was someone that trained me as well. And that was like my first actual match. And I wasn't in it long, but he wanted me to kind of wow everyone by doing the little head scissors. And I was actually a face in that match. So when I was at UKW, my first match was a tag match, which was with Anna, the Shield Maiden, and we fought Nisa and Ruby Brocco. And I knew that I wasn't going to be in the ring for long. So I knew that I only had like a short period of time to like really get my character across. Because at the time, the audience only knew me as a referee because I was a referee for them. And then I turned and became this wrestler. So that was like, I knew that was my moment to be like, okay, this is my character. This is me. I knew that I needed to have like this image where it was like really over the top, sparkles everywhere, really colourful because everyone tends to wear black. And then when it came to my character, I was like, I need to be loud and obnoxious even when I'm not in the ring because I need them to like watch me and understand who I am. So when like Anna was like choking Nisa, I was like, oh my God, well done, Anna, you did amazing. But yeah, the first ever match was like just incredible. It's like a memory I'll never forget, you know, it was insane.
Awesome. So where do you see this character of Drew Ashley coming from? Like, where do you pick your like stuff that you do with Drew Ashley? Is there something you see like an actress or an actor do, or is it something that you just take from whatever you feel in your heart?
I think both. Like the creative aspect, I think comes like with me because I'm a creative person. So like the promos that I've just recently done, like the black and white stuff, that all just came from my head. But in terms of like the character, Leah is obviously like, she's my idol. We had like a little chat earlier about her. She's like my idol. And I've had the pleasure of, you know, getting to do her makeup, which was, you know, probably the greatest moment in my life. But in terms of like the moves, I definitely get really inspired by her and I want to be able to do more moves like her, like the moonsault. At the moment, I can do like the head scissors and the Hurricane Rana. And then in terms of like my gear, like again, that's inspired by her, but it's also, I get inspired by all people. Like Maurice, I looked at Maurice a lot in terms of like promo work, Trish Stratus, with like the wittiness. Yeah, and then I take influences from everything. I think I did a promo once, which was aimed at Leonie Rose, about how I said I was jealous of her because she gets to stare at me. And that was actually like, that was actually something that I saw. I saw it on like a reel. And it was from Disney World, and it was the Evil Queen, and she was talking to a guest when they was filming her, and she was like, I'm jealous that you get to stare at me right now. And the minute I heard that, I was like, I need to use that. So yeah, I get influenced by all sorts. But Lady Gaga was actually the original influence for the Drew Ashlyn character in terms of the flamboyancy and the kind of ever-changing chameleon, you know, where she kind of changes her look all the time. I don't have like one set gear. I just change them. It depends on how I'm feeling.
That's the other thing I was going to talk about. I noticed your outfits, they've changed over time. Like you said Lady Gaga, was there a lot of influence in the outfits, like with the outfits you wear, like the splits and all the different like color schemes and stuff like that?
Yeah, like I love a theme. So when I knew that I was debuting at WrestleBration 15, I looked at kind of like the poster and it was purple and gold. So I already knew instantly that I wanted to wear like purple and gold. And I found this outfit on AliExpress. And I was like, I'm gonna buy that because that looks actually really cool. And when it came, it was really good, but I was like, I'm gonna elevate this even more. So I spent like an entire week just like rhinestoning it from head to toe. And then like I was like, right, I want gold knee pads. And then like I bought like these high knee Converse, and then dyed them myself, and then painted the heels because I wanted to really stand out. And then I think once I kind of solidified that look, which was, Lady Gaga in terms of like the sequins and like the cat suits that she sometimes wears, I wanted to then have that opportunity of like weaving like my kind of style into it, where it's a bit more punk and edgy. And as time's gone on, like I've done that. So like sometimes I'll come out in like baggy cargos and like, a mesh top, which is very heavily inspired by Lita. And then other times I'll come out in like a full-on sequin outfit.
The other thing I feel from the Drew Ashley character is like Paris Hilton kind of thing with the stones on the outfit and the old Paris Hilton, not the one now, the old one that's hot. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. My first singles match. So when I debuted, I had a tag match with Anna for the UKW Tag Team Women's Championships, which was the first time they'd actually brought them in. So that was a special moment. And then the second match I had after that was a rematch, which was a tag match. So I came out with like this big red fur coat, these like massive, like crazy red glasses, and then had like all these like lipsticks all over me. And then my first singles match, I went very Paris Hilton with like the pink fluffy hat, which was actually like, I'd seen Pamela Anderson do it years ago, and I was like, I want that hat. And then I found one, which was a little bit smaller, and then had like the pink bra and then the pink pants and stuff. But yeah, so many people influenced me, and like I'll see something, and like if I see like the poster, like Retribution at UKW, the poster was like all flames. So I knew that I wanted to do like a flame outfit, but then I'd seen a flame outfit that Lita wore back in the day where she had like a flame top and thong and the baggy pants. And I kind of wanted to like emulate that, but in like my style. So I did like this flame bodysuit that was covered in like rhinestones, but then had like the baggy Hardy Boys pants. So yeah, everything influences me.
Do you make your outfit yourself, Drew, or do you send it off to a tailor that makes things?
No, so I tend to like either buy things and then customize them, or like my outfit that I wore for the December pay-per-view, December Bash, I'd made like the entire skirt. So I came out in like this corset, and actually I wore like this top underneath. And I had like these like bloomers on with like this bustle. So I made like the bustle. I made the entire skirt that I ended up taking off. So I tend to kind of do both. I do have a girl that actually does sometimes make costumes for me, and she actually made like a sleeve to go over the UKW Women's Championship that I had. Emphasis on had.
Sad. I saw. I was like, oh boy.
We'll get it back. But yeah, it's actually pink. But I was like, what would my character do? My character would want to like rhinestone it. So we came up with this like idea of having like a sleeve that just goes over it. So it looks like it's red now, but it's actually just fabric. And then I've just rhinestoned the entire fabric. But yeah, like I've never had like a full outfit completely made. I tend to just like get things here and there, whether it's from like a clothes shop or, online, and then just kind of try and make it my own. I think this top actually was like £3, and then I just added rhinestones and little patches.
So this question goes into, because we have a friend that's waiting for us in the waiting room. I heard a lot of clutter in the back room, and I heard tables flying back and forth. So I didn't know what that was. My security, he's not a good security guard. I think if I heard it, he gets scared if a mouse runs by the Dudes at Ringside security area. This young lady waiting in the waiting room. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside return to with the tying question I'm going to have when I bring her in the room. Welcome back to Anna. Welcome back, Anna.
Hi.
So
hello.
Now you're both on the screen, and I remember you guys, as you said, you were a tag team partner with her. Do you think you guys would ever become a tag team again?
If the opportunity ever came up again, I'd definitely, because myself and Drew used to train together a lot, not just at UKW. We go to Squared Circle, so absolutely.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of promotions that they have tag team titles, and I know you love gold, Drew. I know you love getting gold and holding it on the
I
shoulder.
love-
Vikings love shiny things, valuable things.
Do you think you guys
I
would
like
ever
the
try to?
magpie was drawn to shiny things.
Oh, we have a fan here. We have a fan in the chat. Here you go.
Oh,
Biden.
oh, bless him! Two of my favorite wrestlers. Mwah.
I second that because these two ladies are fantastic wrestlers, and that's why I was like I had Anna wanted to come on, and then I have you, Drew, and I felt bad because that's why I had to ask him. I don't want to like offend you because this interview is all about Drew, and then
It's a
Anna's
party. We'll make it a party.
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
party together,
that's
hang out.
it.
Yeah, hang out via the internet. But you never know. One day, PPW or Battlefield or anywhere I go to, like. Do you think you two would ever tour the country and come to the States and go on a tour?
Do you know what?
Well,
Oh,
I would. I definitely would. I mean, I got asked this week about. I know I was talking to you before about a booking in America, but like for me, it need to be more than just one booking to go all the way to America. So it need to be more planned, and make sure that I've filled up some dates to. Obviously, being a mum as well, I'd need to kind of plan it a bit more, but definitely would love to do it. Over to you, Drew.
I think for me, like my main goal this year is to really just keep growing and really like develop, as a wrestler, because I've got so much to learn. I don't think you will ever stop learning when you're wrestling. Like that's what training's for. And I think for me, like I really want to invest my time into training because of my job. Like it's really hard sometimes to like navigate that. There's times where I'm working and then I've got to go and run to the show and do a match, but then I've not been able to train. So it's like I want to kind of develop myself this year. But in terms of like other plans of going to America, like if that opportunity came up, I wouldn't turn it down because it'd be stupid not to. And you get to see the world and get to kind of meet different people, and we'd get to meet you, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to hang out with my two British buddies, my UK buddies, and also
Yeah, I'll go out for dinner.
Yeah. Oh
You
gosh, there's
We'll
a
show
place
you
that
English.
I go to in Slatington, the PPW arena where they do the show. They have like a food court, so they have all different types of food, and so this tied into that. Like, what would you say would be your cheat food the day of a show? Like, what would be your favorite food to eat before or after a show?
A cheat one, like a naughty meal.
Yes.
Not healthy. Oh.
I think for if I'm doing like a pay-per-view day, so if it's like the big shows, I tend to like not really eat much during the day because I don't want to get bloated or get like a dodgy stomach, because I get so nervous before I go through the curtain. Like when the music hits, like I'm like possessed and I come out doing all these like fancy stuff. But before I'm even through the curtain, like I'm like gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. So I don't tend to eat much in the morning. But then after a show, if I'm going out and meeting my friends after, we'll end up going to like get a pizza. Or, if I'm just driving on the way home, I'll just get a McDonald's.
I think for me it'd be Chinese. Chinese would definitely be mine, I think.
I love me some Chinese food. I'm partial. I'll go after like I will eat like sesame chicken. I'll go after like sweet and sour chicken. I had something I really never had is sweet and sour pork. Like I always go sweet and sour chicken. I've never been to sweet and sour pork, and I got it, and I'm like, I'll stay on the chicken.
It's not the. Yeah, I see. I do the same as Drew, though. I don't eat when I've got a match. I don't. I have like the bare minimum of like a cereal bar in the morning, and then I won't eat until afterwards once your adrenaline's gone down.
Yeah, it's hard because you guys do a lot in the ring, and we're like, is there a specific thing you guys both? This question ties into both of you, like the week of a show. I've asked this to other wrestlers. I don't know if you ever heard me say this. Does the training change for the both of you the week of a show, or do you just use the same training regimen?
I think it changes for me.
Yeah, it does for me, because you want to go over what you're going to do in that match and get a rough idea of a structure in your mind as to what you're going to work.
Yeah, like with the Iron Woman match that I had with Leonie, because it was a 30-minute match, like I knew that it was going to be tiring, especially because I was coming straight from work. So I did like a full shift at work and then went straight into the 30-minute match. And for me, like that whole week was more of like, rather than me putting my body through all this training and bumping and stuff, it was more like I was kind of going over the match and planning it out, because I knew that it was a big match. You know, it's the biggest match that I've ever had, you know, and probably the hardest match. And yeah, like I would normally, like when I get back into a routine, I normally would train on a Monday, then I would, you know, go to the gym on a Tuesday, try and train on a Wednesday, go to the gym on a Thursday, and I would try and do that as a routine. But at the moment, because since I got poorly over Christmas and stuff, like my whole routine's just gone. But like on a week of a show, I'd probably skip the gym because I'd want my body to feel really fresh and not as sore from when I'm doing the bumping, because sometimes you can overdo it and then you have no energy whatsoever.
Yeah.
When I did I did a training seminar with Rene Dupree, and he said during the training to all of us, it's like, you've only got so many bumps on your bump card. Don't bump for no reason. Like, if you can bump and you can bump fine, don't bump for no reason. You know, like, fair enough if you're doing practice match or anything like that, but to just go and bump for no reason, that it's just crazy. And that's something I've took on board from there, because a lot of people were like, actually, you're right. You know, fair enough if you haven't got your bumps settled or got them up to how they should be, but it just kind of made a lot of sense, because they were like, you've only so many. Once that's at the top, that's it.
Yeah, it's difficult as wrestlers with you two. Probably will agree with this, because like you're doing so much to lead up to this match or matches or tag matches, and you take the wrong move in a practice, just you can hurt a shoulder, you could hurt a knee, an ankle, anything, because you know those planks under those, some wrestling fans don't understand. That's not a pillow with like two posts. That's wooden planks under that ring. You know what I mean? Like
a metal, because we did when we did our squared circle rumble match, when I got thrown over the top rope, my shin had bashed the ring, and it had like, I knew that I'd like cut it, but I didn't know how bad. And I remember standing in the back like waiting, because I was like too nervous to check. And then we went upstairs, like me and Nisa had gone up first, because Anna was with another wrestler because she got hurt. And I was upstairs and I like pulled up my trousers to look, and there was just blood everywhere. And I still got a scar on my leg from it as well. So yeah.
I remember when you showed me it, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, there was like one tiny bit of the ring that had no mat on, like no foam, and that just happened to be the part that I hit.
Poor Melina got it as well, didn't she? She was going out, like she caught her ribs on it, and you know, people don't realise that, you know, it is just like wood metal with a bit of padding on top.
Until you bump into it and then you make mistakes. Or is that TikTok that everybody says, we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
I was gonna introduce that segment on the show with my friend Lindsay, but I'm not gonna do it because I don't want Lindsay mad at me. So I'm gonna introduce it today.
Oh
So
God.
we start the segment, we listen and we don't judge. So
Okay.
I'll start this off. I'll say it. Going to wrestling shows and sitting around fans that have body smells or farts, we listen and we don't judge. Drew, you're next.
What am I
Give me
saying?
anything.
I'm
Give me
really
anything within the
confused.
wrestling world, Drew.
I'm glad he asked you first.
I don't know. I'm confused with this guy. I'm blonde. That's my
Okay,
excuse.
like I guess whatever like is like I just said, and my part would be like when I sit next to wrestling fans that are breaking wind or have a bodily smell, and it's like independent wrestling. Okay, we listen and we don't judge.
Oh God, this is really tough. I honestly don't even know how to answer this question. So I need to say something that I'm going to listen and not judge.
It could be wrestling related too. That you want to listen and
That's
not
what I'm trying to think. Maybe something to do with like promoters who what is it now? There's like this thing on Instagram where it's like this like hilarious guy that just like shindy promoters and takes the mickey out of them, saying about them not paying you and stuff because they've not booked much.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy. Oh my God, he's funny.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of, can I say something staying with that?
Yeah.
Don't judge. I don't know.
Oh no.
Anna, take it away.
Oh my God. Right. When somebody gets you in a headlock and maybe they've not freshened up quite so well, and it's not the greatest feeling ever. We listen and we don't judge that at all.
Best way to have a new segment. You introduce it to the UK wrestlers, and then that's the best part because you guys, it's like filter. What's that?
Do you know what? I get so self-conscious about my gear that like the minute I've worn it, I just like will hand wash it.
Spray it. Wash it. Spray it.
Instant. But I know that some people don't because, it's expensive, and if you don't know how to wash it, you try and get as much use out of it. But the minute I've like worn it, it's like straight in the wash.
Yeah, because you always think it's gonna be stinky because you sweat. Everyone sweats. Like, so you need to get it washed and being all fresh, don't you?
I have a question from your fan, your number one, both your number one fans. Bam, here we go. He put a question in the chat.
What finisher move you still like to use but cannot do yet?
Mine's the moonsault. Like, I really want to do the moonsault as a finisher. I'm trying to learn it. I've only got to the point where, like, when I'm stood on the mat, like flipping to the side, I've not attempted to like flip back yet, and I've not attempted off the ropes. But I'm hoping to like do some one-to-one sessions where I've seen it when you can stand on like the middle rope, and then your trainer can be behind you and help you flip over.
Yeah, support your back.
Yeah, just to get used to that motion, because it is like mind over matter. That's one of my finishers that I would love to use. Though I do have a finisher that I've actually not been able to use yet, only because I'm so tall. And like I need someone that's really strong as like a base, which is the AJ Lee Black Widow.
Ooh.
So I can only use it on someone like a good strong base that can like take me when I'm doing the head scissors, but then have me so that they can support me where I can change it into the Black Widow. I've only ever been able to do it like the guys. And I think we tried it, didn't we? Or
yeah, I mean, we did in training.
Yeah, I used to do the head scissors on Anna all the time.
we were getting there though with like doing the Black Widow.
Yeah, I've been able to do it on like some of the male wrestlers, like my I can do them on them. Like I've tried it on Uther. But in terms of like the women, like I'm quite limited as to what I can do because I am tall and I'm not that strong. Like some people think I'm stronger than I am.
You are strong though. Like you don't give yourself enough credit for that. You are strong.
We did. I had a match, the Iron Woman match, and I went to go lift Leonie for a buckle bomb. But for some reason, my hair was in the way, and she kept slipping on my hair.
Oh no!
Oh
So every time
no!
I was trying to hold her, it was slipping, and I was like, "Don't get off yet! Stay there, stay there." Whereas
I'm gonna get you.
when we practiced it and trained, I'd had my hair like just to the side so that my shoulders were exposed. But because I was in the motion of the moment of the match, I didn't even think that, my hair just being like this, someone trying to sit on it would just slide off it. So yeah, I did have strength to keep her there, but I didn't have enough strength to like walk back as much as I should have done and then throw her. So it ended up being that her back got more of the turnbuckle rather than like the shoulders, but it still looks really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to like work.
I saw it. I watched it. It did, it did look good.
You could always ask Maddie Morgan to teach you how to do a moonsault because that girl just moonsaults off shoulder.
Oh my God, yes. She said like to follow your fingers, so when you go back to like follow them and keep your eye on them. But yeah, I had a match with her, and honestly, it was like such a fun match.
Don't worry, she's not popping in next. It's okay.
She's not.
Just kidding. We got Maddie Morgan. Just kidding.
That girl is literally going to be a WWE superstar. Like, she has got the look, she's got the image, she's just beautiful. She's like tall and just glam, and yeah, she's going to go far.
Yeah, I agree.
The Maddie girls, that's what I call them. They're like they've been on the podcast now twice. Well, yeah. I'm drinking the news now. The Maddie from Germany, yeah, she'll be back on Dudes at Ringside in the middle of Women's Wrestling Month. I recorded with her, and then recently I had on Maddie Morgan, our Maddie, your Morty, the moonsault mama, as I call it, our little moonsault above the moon mama. Lita sits on top of the moon. Maddie's just jumping over the moon. There you go.
She's going to go so far in this like company, and she's definitely going to be one that's going to make like you can see some people that could make it, but when you see someone that's just got that star quality, she is going to make it. Whether it's to WWE or AEW, she will get there.
I personally think that she's going to make it to. She's going to get WWE or something. Somebody's going to see her.
Yeah, definitely. She's too talented to not be noticed.
Yeah,
and she's young, so she's got a long way ahead of her as well. She's got a massive career ahead of her.
Maddie's probably walking around going, "Why is my ears whistling?" No, nobody tell her. We listen and we don't judge. Let her find out her own. We were talking about you good. We're not being mean. We love Maddie Morgan. She's one of our. Even though Kiara helped her nails way at the top of the Dudes at Ringside UK wall. Maddie helped also help me get more young wrestlers, and I know you two are both going to help me. You ladies are both going to help me get more names on this wall of fame because there's so many female wrestlers and male wrestlers, and from the all different communities in the UK. I don't discriminate. I love interviewing every type of male, female, trans, gay wrestlers from the UK. I don't care as long as you guys have a story and you don't beat up Joe.
You need to get Eddie. You need to get Eddie. Is it Eddie Jade?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Eddie Jade. That'd be a good one.
Eddie Jade is iconic.
I interviewed Alexander Lockhart. He's been on the podcast. He's a nice guy.
I'm not aware of of them, but I'll look at them.
He is so cool. That's such a sweet guy. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And he's like, I'll spread the word. I'll spread the word. I'll tell everybody about you, Joe. You're such a sweet guy. His teacher is like him, like all posing like this without his shirt on. And I'm like, like female wrestling fans but buy things at shows. He would sell out within 15 minutes. Like,
oh yeah, you should get Eddie Jade. Eddie Jade's a good one.
Definitely message him and tell him about me. Because I message, and sometimes if I could show you my DMs later, it's just like I told this to Anna. It's just like some of it has people talking, and then the other half just like sent. Nothing.
Yeah. It's kind of rude just to ignore.
Yeah. Sometimes I think they just don't want to do it, or they don't see it. Maybe Instagram is hiding them.
If you're too busy or you can't, that's like it's fine, but it's just it would be polite just to reply and say sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty much just odd. But here we go. Let's go happy thoughts. We're at the show. Do you guys go to the shows earlier than most people and go set up your table and then start bumping the shoulders with the wrestlers, or do you get there like a few minutes before call in, as they call it, or whatever you guys call it with your shows, and then you set up your table and then meet the fans and stuff like that?
I get there early because a lot of shows that I do now, there's like a time when the doors open, and I like to get in there first, see what the setup's like, go over your match again, get ready, get changed, set out your merch stall and everything. So yeah, I like to be there early and be prepared.
Yeah, for me, like if I can get there early and prepare, that's definitely what I do. My main focus is more like just preparing the match and making sure that I'm like really comfortable with it. Because sometimes, you'll have it all planned out and then you get out into the ring and then it just goes. So it's like just having that base, that's what I like to have. In terms of like merch and stuff, like, because I don't have it yet, I don't go early to kind of do that. Like at UKW, I tend to get there early, go downstairs, plan the match, probably do people's makeup.
She's excellent at makeup.
Do everyone's makeup, and then even the people that hate me, and then kayfabe, and then and then I just go and do the show, and then I'll say hi to people afterwards. I think as well, because I'm a heel, I'm not supposed to be, rubbing shoulders with people, so I tend to just go to the show, do my match, stay there till the end, stay behind, and then once the show's ended, then I'll leave, because I don't want to obviously I'm doing it on this interview as myself, but when I'm at a show, I don't like to kind of drop that persona. So
that's the hard thing I find, is because at the shows, some shows that I've gone to, you come out at the end of the show and then stand at your merch stand, but I stay in character as well, so it's kind of hard as a heel to be stood at your stand, but still, especially how my character's very stoic and like she's not really a talker. She's like this Viking warrior, no nonsense type of death staring you. So to stay at the merch stand and try and get people to buy your merch, but sometimes I have it as well where it's the interval, so you might not have had your match yet, and then you have to come and stand there. So when I've had occasions where it's been that, I've literally just stood there and I don't say a word. Like,
oh jeez.
Yeah, I remain very in character because I know I've got to go as soon as like the break's due to finish. Someone will give you a nod, this is the time, and we'll go backstage and get ready.
Yeah, it's funny. Drew, I could see it. She's sitting at the table, and the wrestler's like, I want that shirt, and she points at it, and she just does this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Points at the paper. Points at the paper that says the price of the T-shirt.
I feel like I need to see this because I've not seen. I've obviously not. I mean, I've not seen Anna wrestling since we kind of split.
Yeah, it's a shame because like people won't know, but we travelled up together in the car, didn't we? And we're like travel buddies going to wrestling as well. So it's been a shame really because in real life we are friends. So it's kind of a bit sad when you go different ways and don't get to see each other as much.
Like, have you guys ever Drew and going to Anna's house, and then the day of the show, you guys travel in the same car? If you're a tag team, travel in the same car, and then go back to the house of the person they're staying at, and then leave from there at the end of that.
I'd just come and get you, didn't I? I used to come and get you, and we just used to laugh all the time.
Sometimes we would go to, so it was got to a point where this is kind of before I debuted. We was going to UKW on a Monday, and then I was refereeing, and then we would go to Squared Circle on a Wednesday and train there. So Anna would come and pick me up, and then we'd travel down to Manchester and train with Marty. And it was just some of the conversations we had got really deep, and then other conversations would just be hilarious.
Silly.
Yeah, silly, hilarious, and just gossipy, just having fun.
We did.
Talking about TV and all that. But yeah, in terms of shows, I tend to, if it's a UKW show, I would usually get there a little bit early, just because I knew that if I was doing, say, my makeup and then Anna's makeup and then Nisa's makeup and Ruby's and Leonie's, I would get there really early so that I can do everyone's makeup, but then I've got time to kind of get ready myself and then plan the match. So I would turn up at say if the show was it started at 6 p.m, I'd get there at 12, and then I'd already have all my makeup done. I just need to put my gear on, and then I would just do everyone's makeup and then prepare my match and then just go and do the show.
She's such a good makeup artist, seriously. I mean, my eyes today kind of a bit inspired from makeup that Drew actually did on me for WrestleBration. I was looking back at it and I was like, oh, I'm going to try recreating it. Oh, it's not as good as Drew does, but
oh, jeez. Oh my God.
I missed a bit of gold out, I think.
I think it's time for you to find Drew. You need to find a house or an apartment near Anna's and just have her be your next door neighbor so it doesn't get messed up.
You know what? We don't live far from each other. We don't live far from each other at all.
No.
It's just I think as well, because Anna's kind of gone to you've gone to different places now, haven't you? Whereas I'm my head's in UKW, that's just where I will be. And then any other opportunity and show, that I feel I'm going to be comfortable at. I've got a match with Leonie at Super Pro Wrestling towards the end of this month. And the only reason why I wanted to do it was because I knew that I was comfortable with her in the ring. So I for me, I'm not ready to kind of branch out to other places yet. My main focus will always be UKW. But I know some people have their own kind of dreams and goals that they want. For me, I've kind of already achieved mine in such a short space of time. Whatever comes to me now, is just the cherry on top. What Ryden say? Who's your dream match at UKW or elsewhere? My dream match would be I don't know, because I love wrestling Leonie. I just really enjoy wrestling with her. So any opportunity that I get with her at UKW is amazing. And then my dream opponent, I've always said that Succubus. I would love to wrestle her, just because I think it would be really cool to have two trans girls in the ring, and having these kind of big personalities. I think it'd really translate well.
Yeah, I do. I think you two would be a good match. I know I've obviously, because I've gone on to wrestle at other places, not really wrestled Drew or Leonie for a while, and I've got a women's championship match coming up this Saturday at Bolton Town Wrestling, which is my debut. Then I've got given like a championship match for my debut, which I'm pretty pleased about. But I've literally got Leone. Then the following week, I've got a championship match with Harley Harris, and I've been wanting a match with her for a long time because we crossed paths on a five person match that we did for the first Sovereign Nation Women's Champion. And at the end of the match, both of us had said we'd love to have a one-on-one match with each other because we're both quite heavy hitters. And we've just not had that opportunity yet, but we do have the week after. So it's literally 2 championship matches within a week. Gym.
It's that, like, as you said, Anna, you're a hard hitter. Like, do you have to do like a different style training because the hard hitting and stuff like that?
I think you all have your own way of training, but we all do cover the same stuff. How our style will translate in the ring is going to be different. Like my style's completely different to Drew's style. It's completely different to Leone's. But we all do cover like the same basic moves, and then whatever it is that we're seeing for our persona and what we think will match our characters, that's what we'll tend to zone in on. Like this weekend, I did 5 hours training on Saturday, and I was practicing the power bomb because I'm wanting to start using that as a finisher. So I was literally just doing power bombs over and over and over again.
We have a question from one of my fellow podcast family members.
I would love to have the opportunity to go to Rev Pro or Stardom.
I don't know, like, for me, like I said, anything would be an incredible, opportunity. I think, because for me, like, I feel like I want to get as much as I can done in such a short space of time. And I've already, done 2 of my goals, which was 3 of them actually, which was to debut. That was the first goal, to debut. And then the second one was to win a women's championship, which I didn't even think I would even get. Yeah, and then to do a main event. And doing all 3 of them, it's like, I feel like I've accomplished. Like, if I had to stop wrestling tomorrow, I feel like I'd be accomplished. But I wouldn't feel accomplished until I learn the moonsault. But I would be up for that, but I just don't think my age would be accepted now, because people want wrestlers in their prime at 25 to 30. A lot of companies, unless you've been there for so long. And I look at wrestlers like Charlotte Flair, who are obviously how old is she? Is she 37 or around that age?
She's 30. She's 37 or 38, I think.
Yeah,
I could Google it if we need to.
Yeah,
yeah, Google.
Google help me.
Because I'm 36, so it's she's already had that incredible career to build herself up. So
she's
whatever
38.
38. So whatever she does now, it's she's never going
total
to get
guy code, asking a girl how old she is, just cancelled.
Whereas if I was to trying to get into WWE, they might not, want someone because of my age. So yeah.
See, I think of that a lot with my age, and I think I already, back when I were in UKW, I had that in my head, my age, I'm never, I'm too old, this ain't gonna go because of my age. But I just kept plugging away, and then I've been amazed that like I have had people wanting to come. Like I am due to go abroad this year to 2 different countries to compete, and I never in a million years would have thought that at 45 years old I would get that opportunity. So I, as much as I'm conscious of my age, I'm not. If the opportunities come, I will take them. But I have the same thing. I'm being conscious of age, because there is a lot of younger people, and I agree they do tend to go with people who are in the prime and young. But
I think like it depends if you've got a strong character. Like if you've got a really strong character, then that can kind of override that thing. But I think for me, like I'm one of these where I don't want to set my sights too high within wrestling because I don't want to set myself up for failure. I'm already proud of the fact that I even took the step to get back into it after so many years. It was 10 years, since I
remember seeing you.
And it's
remember.
When you came in, and it's like, I wanted to just, for myself, get back into it and just be able to look back and be like, do you know what? I had a go at it. I really enjoyed it. And I'm proud that I actually took that step. But now it's like, whatever happens now is just going to be
bonus. That's it.
It's my
for me,
favorite artist right here. She says hi, Tracy.
Who?
Hi,
Tracy.
Tracy.
She's a fan.
Tracy.
She's really cool.
Tracy.
Such a sweet girl. She's an artist. She draws wrestlers and she puts it on her Instagram. She made me into a pop.
I love that.
That's brilliant.
Yes. She
made
awesome work, Tracy.
You've got that outfit on as well.
Yes, I
know.
I love my shirt. This is my favorite shirt to wear. That's why she's like, what do you want to put you in it? I had to sit in my room for 15 minutes. I had to think about it, girls. I'm like, I'm going to be made into a pop. I got to think, what shirt do I wear on the pop? So it doesn't look like it doesn't match. And I have to wear it all the time. And I'm like, this is one of my favorite polos I wear. And sorry, polos are all staring at me now. But every polo I wear has a significant little touch. And I'm like, the blue and white polo with the stripes, that's my favorite polo I have. And I'm like, boom. And then she surprised me with another gem from her collection of makings. She made my grandfather, Jose Quinones.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep.
That's really, really, really good. Well done, Tracy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
She draws wrestlers. So like at the end of the episode, I'll show you her Instagram page. You can give her a huge follow, because she does this stuff out of her heart and she makes it to however she wants to feel how the wrestler should look. And it's always so good. Like, oh my God. We have another question from your favorite number one fan.
Who is the sweetest person you met, but when they are in the ring, they act completely different, but not used to seeing? I've got 2. I would say Ryden. Ryden is really, really sweet. I've got a soft spot for Ryden because like we was like training buddies when I first like started training. And then when like I started refereeing, I would like message him and be like, am I doing this right? Am I getting this right? But Ryden's just turned heel now, and yeah, he's I think he's gonna go far as a heel. He just needs more confidence. And then Sketch at UKW, like he is so quiet and shy, but in the ring he's just fire.
Another one from the fellow podcast friend saying that Lady Frost is 40. Wow, I didn't know that. I'd stay away from asking.
No, you're right. As long as you keep fit, yeah. Like I've been really hitting the gym, knowing I have got these 2 matches out, gym training. I also do like kickboxing as well now, so like juggling all of that and mom and working.
Let's ask them a question. Do you guys think we look good enough to be in their
Yeah,
big company?
that's it. You guys answer the question. Does
Right,
Anat
down
and Drew
below.
Ashlyn look look young enough to still be doing this?
Yes, you both
I
do.
need
Like, really
I
do.
need
It's
the
like, I don't think that like
Where's the
everybody thinks
Botox?
wrestling is a young game. There's wrestlers that I've seen in the indie scene, like
Gentleman Jack over here is really good, and he's going abroad, and I think he's into his mid-50s, I believe.
50s.
Yeah, and he's gone to Spain, and I think he's been at Belgium. He's part of PPW over here, and he's at a lot of promotions, and I just look and I'm like, that is amazing, because that was one of my biggest fears coming back wrestling, was my age, and it's something I battled with a lot. And it's only when I've started getting these independent bookings and stuff that I've kind of been like, no, you can still do this at this age. And I've not won my first women's title yet, so I'm gunning for Leonie Rose and Harley Harris over these next 2 weeks.
There's some other female wrestlers I would love to see you both wrestle, like individual matches, like Kiara, the
Oh yeah,
Kiara.
she's part of the Kingdom roster, and I've just been added there.
Alfie, that's another one. Alfie and Dee Dee, careful.
Oh yeah, Alfie's really good. I've met Alfie and
I see Dee Dee and I get nervous because my pops all turn toward me and start staring at me, and I'm like, stop it.
I had a match with Kiara and it was really fun, although I botched in that match, so I felt really bad. So I want a rematch just to kind of redeem myself. But we botched on the head scissors. But yeah, like Kiara's amazing. She's really tall as well. She's not far off me, to be fair. She's just a little bit short of me. But she's stunning. Like, you look at her in pictures and she looks beautiful and incredible, but when you meet her in person, it's like, wow. Like, she was talking to me through the match, like when we was planning the match and stuff, and I was just like there, like, oh my god, like, are you real? She's just stunning. Like, she's beautiful. She reminded me, like, she had this aura about her. Like, we have this show in the UK called The Gladiators, and the Gladiators in the 90s, there was a gladiator called Jet, and she had this, like this aura about her, like this girl next door vibe, and Kiara is just like that. She has this like aura, and you just gravitate to her. Like, she's just very captivating. But yeah, she's stunning, and she's so nice as well.
And as I said, she really helped me open the door for the UK wrestling scene. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be on talking to you guys on StreamYard, on the Joe Panther Variety Show, and on Facebook, because like she literally opened the door for me for the UK wrestling scene. And it really
I'm hoping I get a match with her soon, because I've just recently been added to the Kingdom wrestling roster, but I've yet to make my debut. So, and she's like their champion. So
Tracy says thank you. Well, thank you, and then she's like, "How are you? How you guys doing?" And she's like,
"We're good.
We're good. We're good. We're having fun."
She's a southern girl. It's not how you. It's how you doing.
How y'all?
How y'all? How y'all? I asked her about that when we were talking. She's been on the podcast. She came on last year. She was like so happy about coming on, and she sits and makes some pops, and she draws like me. That's why me and her get along, because I'm an artist. I draw, but then I mostly.
You should draw us, Jay. You should draw us.
Yeah, just send me a promo picture, and I'll send it to her, and I'll send it to Tracy, and she can draw you. You'll be. I did her. She always says, "I'll add you to my list." She says, "My Chris Jericho list? No, the Tracy list. The Tracy list." Yeah. She makes a lot of Mexican wrestlers. She's a big fan of like the lucha community, and she does pops of some lucha wrestlers. She added me, my grandfather, a bunch of other ones. But have you guys ever, either individually, have you ever like gotten artwork or anything from fans like that?
I have, but not as like a wrestler. I've had artwork done of me like from being on TV. So it's like I've had people send me like drawings or paintings. So that's cool from that side, but I've not had him as a wrestler yet. I've only ever had one drawing of me as a wrestler, and that was like my friends had like organised a portrait of me for my birthday, because every year when it's their birthday, I draw them like a personalised card. So because none of them do that for me, they wanted to do like a personalised portrait, and they had like a drawing of me and then like loads of looks that I've done. And then one of them was they got me in my wrestling gear from the October event that we did, Coloured Grounds, and they had like my championship on it, and it was like, that was really cool to see. But yeah, I've not had anyone do artwork as me wrestling yet.
No, me neither.
And then you first you go into your part with the drawings, Anna, and then we'll talk about your biggest fans. Last question. So you with the drawing stuff. Have you ever been drawn before, Anna?
No, I've not had a drawing done before either. So I'd like to have one done. That'd be pretty cool.
There you go. There you go, Tracy. You just got to send me a picture, Anna, and I'll send it to her.
I'll send you one.
Cool. There we go. Next thing. Question from me. You're a big fan. Last question.
What would you be doing? Oh gosh, probably I'd still be doing kickboxing and some kind of martial art. I find it therapeutic.
Yeah, I kind of do what I do anyway, besides wrestling. So I do like makeup. I mean, that's my job. I do makeup for a living, but I would do more like performing. So I do a lot of lip sync performances in bars, doing drag and stuff. So that's fun. I'd probably maybe like focus more on that. Yeah.
You're very good at that as well. Like I've seen her do a performance. She's brilliant.
You'd be really popular in the New York City community, Drew. I promised.
Do you know what? I've always wanted to go to New York, especially to see that scene. Like I really want to go to Trash and Vaudeville, the store, because they do such like quirky like clothing. I'd love to go there. And because I love Amanda Lepore. So like for me, like if I went over there, I would want to try and meet her. But yeah, I think New York could be a really cool place to go.
Yeah, I guess you guys have to come back on the podcast in May when I do tag team month, and I could automatically think of the poster. Have you the normal way, like how I gave you with the hand up, and then have it like the upside down? Have Drew completely opposite underneath you, doing like the upside down. Kind of, you'll be the regular happy, sweet, like your background with the kisses, and then have to do another background underneath yours, and have like Drew Ashley, and it's everything's upside down, so it's like. You're the happy, sweet, bubbly Drew, and then have Anna's underneath you completely different with like purple, and it's like completely opposite. So like a black background with purple kisses. So it's
it'd be like Enid and Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or do a half picture, have you on one side, and then have like it's opposite.
That'd be cool. Like have a split.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
Yeah. We have another one.
Obviously, we used to work together a lot, and we loved working with each other, didn't we?
Yeah, it was fun because we kind of got like we was training together a lot. Me and Anna. Me and Anna. We trained a lot. And I think it's because like we was traveling to like Manchester at Matty Jones's place, and I mean Matty's helped me a lot, especially like I remember I wanted to try and learn a sunset flip, and I just wasn't getting it. And the minute he showed me how to do it, like I got it instantly. I love Matty so much, but yeah, like I mean, to be fair, all the trainers that I've had are incredible. But like when we was traveling, I've lost my train of thought. I was like ADHD with it. What was the question?
Oh boy.
Who about us enjoying training with each other.
Go on a tangent, you start talking about something else, and I'm like, what was I actually saying?
That's me in a nutshell. I used to do that back in the day. My former co-host would be talking, and I'll get to my part, and I just go on a rant about something odd. I'm like, I'm like lost everything else. Just one.
Yeah, I genuinely don't even know what I was saying. Like,
Yeah,
it were just about us enjoying training with each other.
That was it, like, yeah, because we trained together, so like we did work a lot, and then when we was wrestling, that's it. I've got it back now. Thanks, Anna. Like when we got teamed up together, it was like I felt
we were so pleased
because we'd known each other. But the only thing was like Anna knew my kind of moveset, and then I knew hers. So when I was fighting Ruby, for example, I was like, I'd only ever done the head scissors on Anna, so I really was trying to like, get Ruby to let me do the head scissors on her, and she hesitated a little bit, but then the minute we did it, she was so comfortable with it. So yeah, like when we worked together as a tag team, I think it was like we got put together, and then we kind of was arguing with one another, and then it just like we
were both really excited, weren't we, when we got the team, and then next minute it's like, oh no, the team's not gonna last, and we were both kind of like, oh no.
I think because you broke your nose as well, didn't you? Like,
yeah.
So I think that might have played into it, but
yeah, that's it. Mid-match, got it broke, but
oh jeez, mid-match.
Yeah, the ref just said to me, like, your nose is just gone again, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm okay, and just finish the match off.
That's the thing about what you guys do. It's just like, it could be really difficult as a business. 1 minute you're good and you're fine, and then the next minute you're just like, you do something, the wrong move, and you break your nose, and you could be done forever. That's
it. Someone just landed on me too high, and the shoulder went straight into my nose, and it was like, because it had been broke previously, so it just re-broke mid-match.
Oh my, mid-match? Oh
yeah,
it's horrible.
But your adrenaline's going, so you don't really, like, you're aware that it's happened, but because your adrenaline's going, it's like, I'm fine to finish. You only really feel it afterwards, once you've come away and your adrenaline starts dropping back down.
I'm really lucky that I've not actually injured myself. I've hurt myself but not injured myself. Like when I took the suplex off the top rope, my legs are like so long, so they just end up being anywhere. Sometimes I don't even know where my legs are, and my heel had like banged into the mat rather than it being flat. So my heels was like sore for about a week, but because I was doing the mat, I didn't even feel it. Like it was only until afterwards when I was like getting changed and that, and then I started walking a bit. I was like, oh, okay, like I'm sore. And like your adrenaline's going because you're like trying to remember a lot, but also you just want to make sure you're keeping yourself safe, you're keeping the other person safe, and also you're having to not only focus on the match, but you're also having to focus on the crowd and listen out to the crowd and stuff. And there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't think people realize, and even I didn't realize until I was training, and then it took me forever to understand the process of a match, because there's a lot that goes into it that some people just don't probably realize. They probably think you just get in the ring and that's it.
I gotta do this forever. No, it takes a process and years of training and learning how to take a bump the right way, and not gonna excuse my friends if there's younger kids watching it. You don't want to fuck this up or mess up your neck or heard something else or heard, but God forbid, my dad, so a female wrestler sent me a clip one time and I showed it to my pops, Papa Panther, and he's like, "Oh my God, did that woman just do a moonsault of a top rope and she caught the girl with both knees on the face?" Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but she sent me the clip. I posted, and my dad's like, Papa Panther.
That's the thing. There's risks in it, and that's the risk everybody takes who steps in the ring. That, you know, your main points is to protect yourself, protect your partner, whoever you're wrestling. But you know, sometimes look, WWE, AEW, don't matter how hard you train. Sometimes things just happen, and you know, it's the risk you take when you decide I'm going to be a wrestler.
All right, before we go, ladies, yesterday was the Royal Rumble. Did you guys watch? I know you're in the UK. I saw you watching, Drew. You were watching. I was checking out your stories. So
I watched the women's
rumble. Thoughts on the women's rumble?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I liked it. I think like I was expecting more legends to come back, like
I was.
and Becky, and you know, AJ Lee was like a big rumor. Like so many people.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, "Oh, AJ's going to be number 30, and she's going to come back, and Becky's going to come back, and they're going to like team up with their guys and have like a tag match at Mania." That was literally what I had in my head. And obviously it didn't happen.
I thought they were going to be returnees as well, and I was really disappointed at the end.
I was really excited when Alexa's music hit, and I thought she looked incredible. I loved like the mixture of the mix. And then Charlotte Flair, like she just looked phenomenal. I mean, I love Charlotte. Like, Charlotte's grown on me as time's gone on because I think she's beautiful, but I just think athletically, like she's just incredible. Like her body, she is the package. And so when she came back, I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And then who else did I get really excited for? Nikki Bella. I loved when Nikki Bella came back.
Yeah, I liked when Nikki Bella came back.
I think Charlotte's going to face Rhea. At Mania.
I do.
I think Rhea's maybe going to lose, and then Becky's going to come back and start a feud with Charlotte. That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
Yeah, I think I can see a feuding with Rhea as well. Definitely. And I know Becky's signed a contract, hasn't she? So she's going to be back. I have a feeling Becky's going to come back on Raw this week, and I do still hope that AJ is going to come back. CM Punk, he keeps saying, doesn't he? Like, you know, I would love it if she came back. So I still think that she will come, but I don't know when. But I can see Becky coming back on Monday Night Raw.
I wanted Lita and Trish to kind of come back together just to finish off their feud, because they, like, Trish turned on Lita and injured her, and then Trish had her feud, but then Lita just kind of went offline. So I would love them to come back and just finish their like story, just for one last match, one last run. Like, I think.
I would. I'd love to see that.
Thank you for coming by. We appreciate you. Hopefully, you subscribe, give the video a like. Before we go, ladies, Drew, if fans want to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Drew Ashlyn MUA. The reason why it's MUA is because I used to be Make Pie, so I still am. But my page is mainly like the wrestling now. And then same with like Instagram and then YouTube, same name.
Yeah, and mine is Anna UK Wrestler on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Awesome.
I still need to do TikTok and Twitter.
I had to get rid of it. That's why you don't see it in the thing anymore. I got rid of TikTok, and I'm like, I don't want the fans to post on TikTok and not see any more promos, new promos up there. So if you go there and you want to follow the Joe Panther Variety Show, it's still on TikTok. It's still there, but I got rid of it on my phone. So
Yeah, I just concentrate on Instagram and Facebook. I do threads though as well now.
I have threads too. I have threads.
Yeah.
But yeah. Before we go, as I do all the time, I think I did this one for you also, Anna. If there's any young, I know English. I swear, I know English. Inspiring young kids in the 18 to 19-year-old age that want to get in the business, like the both of you did. What kind of advice would you have for them?
Shall I go first?
Yeah.
For me, I would say don't let the first day of training put you off. It's tough, and you will never get stuff right away. But if it's something that's in your heart, just keep going, and you will get better. The bumping will become easier, the rolls will become easier. It's taken me about a year to even get a combat roll down. And yeah, just live life, because you only get one shot, and just be yourself and enjoy it. That's what I would say. Just keep at it, because it can be really tough.
Yeah, and I'd say exactly the same. If you know that is what you want to do, regardless of what anybody says, just keep going at it. Like, if you work hard enough, it is going to be tough, and you will be bruised and sore when you first start, but each week that will get less and less and less, and you will start picking things up more and more. And just don't give up. If it's truly what you want to do, you can achieve it. Just work hard at it. Like I always say to like my daughter, if you want to do something, if you work hard enough at it, you can achieve it. But you've got to put the work in. It's not going to be easy, but damn, it's so rewarding.
And the people that you look up to, like the Charlotte Flairs, the Litas, the Rhea Ripleys, just keep that in mind, that they was in the same position as you on day one, where they didn't know how to roll, they didn't know how to roll. And once you get at it and you keep working on it, then you'll learn the bigger moves and stuff. But you won't learn everything overnight. It's not going to come natural. Well, it might come natural, but sometimes it doesn't. And just don't let that defeat you.
Yeah, that's it. Just keep working at it, and it will come. It's just gonna take time. We've all been there. We've all walked in and been, oh my gosh, I can't do that. But you can do it. You've just got to practice it and practice and get to where you've practiced and you do get it. And it's just a whole process, but you just got to be patient with the process. And not give up.
Sorry, go on. Cool. Thank you. I want to thank you both, ladies, for coming on. Drew, especially, thank you so much for taking this invite. And
thank you,
Anna. I want to thank you again. I think you said, Drew, you don't have any merch yet, but
it's in the making. But when I do, I will send you a t-shirt, Joe. Don't worry.
All right, and I have stickers. Make sure you get some stickers, because I got some stickers hidden here, but it's my sticker wall of fame that I was talking about. But thank you so much.
I've got planned t-shirts and prints at the moment. That's all I've got planned so far.
That's same as me.
She got all the fun stuff. I was gonna wear your t-shirt. I'm like, it's Drew. It's a Drew day. So when we come back, I'll have to like somehow put the Anna t-shirt up here behind me above the Dudes At Ringside logo.
Yeah, and the poster.
The Drew t-shirt. Hopefully it's done before May. The t-shirts are done and they're already out by May. But thank you so much, ladies. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Drew Ashlyn.
And I'm Anna.
And we will catch you in the next one.
Thank you.